everyone, and welcome to Connecting the Dots with Dr. Ashaye, a great place to be if you desire to take charge of your health so you can live fully while enjoying doing what you love. So we're at the end of the year already. The holiday season is here. This month, I'm going to be sharing tips about how to stay on track with our health goals, even during the holiday season. So many of you can relate to this, right? You start off the year or the month or the week or even the day with a healthy behavior, and then something happens. Maybe you go on vacation or family or friends come over, you get sick, and the entire plan falls apart. So the holiday season is particularly susceptible to this because, we want to celebrate, we want to relax, we want to enjoy. But some of those behaviors associated with celebration move us away from our goal. And so a lot of times I see people pausing on their health goal and maybe sabotaging it all the way. So today I want to discuss how we can still stay focused so we can still enjoy our holiday period, but stay on track. You're listening to Connecting the Dots with Dr. Ashaye. I'm Lola Ashaye. I'm a family medicine and lifestyle medicine doctor and owner of InTouch Primary Care in Sugar Land, Texas. And we help you become and stay healthy easily with hassle-free healthcare, freeing you to achieve your dreams. You can join our practice by going on our website and clicking the Enroll Now button. Okay, so before we get into it, if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This really helps us get the word out so more people can get this useful information. And also, if you're in the Houston area, I'm very excited to let you know we're going to have our very first in-person workshop. It's going to be a free event at our clinic here in Sugar Land, and I'm going to be joined by a functional nutritionist and health coach, Ruchika, and we're going to be sharing practical tips on and action steps for insulin resistance and maintaining a healthy weight. So if you or anyone you know is interested in this, please go ahead and register. There'll be a link in the chat for this. Okay, I hope that helps. So this is part 3 of a 5-part series, so be sure to go back and listen to part 1 and 2. The first 2 weeks I shared tips on how to avoid overeating. I also shared on the next week on mindful eating strategies. And so today we're going to be talking about mental well-being. The holiday season can be fun, exciting, but for some it can be overwhelming and even depressing. So some may be alone, some may feel even more lonely during this period. So I'm just going to share a few tips that can be helpful for, some people during this period. So the first thing to understand when we talk about mental well-being, especially with stress is a state of mental or emotional strain. And typically it's due to an adverse or challenging situation. But how we think and how we react to the situation is actually what causes stress. So not the situation itself. So you can imagine when 2 people can be caught off in traffic, one is stressed about that event the rest of the day, while the other is stressed about it for a few seconds or minutes and then moves on. So we can literally trigger the stress pathway in our bodies by our thoughts alone. So think about it like, have you been on a plane before and then there's turbulence and you see some people are relaxed while others are like really stressed out and blowing in a bag? It's not necessarily the situation that is causing stress. It's how we handle it. Same situation, different responses due to how we think about the situation and what we're thinking might happen, right? So I'm going to talk about some tips on how to manage stress and maintain mental well-being during the holidays. So the first thing is, and this is probably going to be helpful to those that are alone or feeling more lonely. The first tip is find a purpose. So during this period, instead of feeling, alone or being lonely, you can reframe the situation and come up with a project, something a little challenging, maybe something that's time consuming, something you've been meaning to do that you can work on. It could be cleaning up a space or organizing it. It could be learning something new, researching something new, or it could even be being more intentional about meeting people. It could be volunteering. Just find something that takes your mind off yourself and channel your thoughts into something more positive and worthwhile. So that would be the first tip in terms of, reducing stress during this holiday period. Tip number 2, practice gratitude. So by being grateful, we refocus our thoughts on positive things, which actually naturally helps us relax. So we can practice gratitude by writing 3 to 7 things that we're grateful for each day. We can list all the good things that has happened to us recently, maybe in the last week or month or year even. So just finding ways to intentionally channel our thoughts and doing it deliberately and consistently can be another stress-relieving practice. The last tip during this holiday period to relieve stress is find an outlet. So when something triggers a stress response, we may not be able to control what happened, but we're 100% responsible for how we react to it. So how we respond is actually the more important thing in terms of whether a stress pathway in our body is triggered or not. So our bodies don't know the difference between, if the stress is real, like there's actually a life-threatening event happening, versus if the stress is made up. If something happens that we don't like, like a child having a whole meltdown because they didn't get the cookie, right? That's not truly a stressful event. It's not life-threatening, but the child can literally trigger their stress response by how they react to finding out about not getting the cookie, right? So having a way that we respond when we start to feel stressed out to kind of get rid of that trigger, to avoid triggering that pathway can be helpful. And that's where creating a go-to habit can be helpful. That's like a habit that helps you relax and to help you maintain your inner peace. So for some people, it's something they say to themselves that can help them relax. When they feel the anger coming or feel the stress coming, they can speak and say something to themselves that will kind of relax them. Some people, it may be screaming out loud. Some people, it might be deep breathing. For others, it might be doing something more physical, like, hitting with their hands, like, a wall, an object, or it could be like, stomping with their feet. So a release, basically. But trying to determine that ahead of time can be helpful so that when you have the stress trigger, you can kind of know what your go-to outlet is. So those are the 3 tips. I recommend you pick at least one thing from these, find something purposeful to do this period, practice gratitude daily, or, determine ahead of time 1 to 2 habits that you will use when you face a stressful situation. And start today, make a commitment. I'd love to hear about it in the comments so that you can enjoy your holidays stress-free. So imagine instead of feeling stressed out or feeling like you need another vacation after the holidays, you start the new year feeling healthier, stronger, thinking clearer because you maintained your inner peace. So next week, I'm going to be sharing on tips, effective ways to stay motivated for exercise during the holiday period. So there are 3 ways you can connect with us. Remember, you can register for our upcoming free workshop on insulin resistance and maintaining a healthy weight. You can see the link in the comments to register. You can go to our website, intouchprimarycare.com, if you would want to learn more about our practice or enroll as a patient. Or you can schedule a free 15-minute meeting with me by clicking the link on our website. All right, that's all we have for today. Have a great holiday period, and I'll see you next week.